can't say that anymore.
Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got just a few minutes remaining, and you know, when we have a little extra time, we come up with some odd and weird things. Oh, I do. I try to come up with some odd things to say, but
being odd is not all that hard for you.
Yeah, no. I was talking to the guest before the show, and I said something. They thought it was funny. I said, "Well, you know, I'm a little cracked. I've got a crack in my personality," and I says, "I'm a cull." So, you know what a cull is?
Do I?
You know what a cull is?
I'm not sure I do. What is that?
Well, when you're going through items.
Yes.
And there's one in the bunch that's really not perfect, or you don't want it, like walnuts, and there's a walnut that's a cull.
Okay. I did know what that was. I just didn't. You made the walnut.
Yeah.
I'm just the nut. I'm not the cull.
Well, I'm the cull. You're the nut. I'm the cull. That works fine.
Yeah. Whatever. See, people are going to watch this and go, "She just doesn't seem quite right today."
That's why it works well for us.
Yes. Well, I really do want to thank you for letting me come back and, sit in this
what
chair
I didn't know is that you're filling in for the other show that we do for Baxter Regional Medical Center.
That 1 week.
That 1 week, and then you're also on the radio once a month.
And it all started with you, Dan. Did you know that?
Was it Talk 90?
It's Mountain Talk 97.1.
Yeah.
Support for Healthy Living. I host that 1 week a month. Mm-hmm. That's Saturday.
But let me ask you, what's your favorite hosting job?
Without a doubt, and I promise you, America, this is true, 726 Mountain Home. And it's because of 726 that I got to do the other two things through the hospital.
Oh, yes. How's that? What the other two things?
The radio show and the Healthy Connections, or the TV show. Mm-hmm. Is that the name of it? I always forget. Mm-hmm. But yes, because Donna McMillan, who does the marketing at the hospital, was a guest here one day.
And saw you in action.
And saw me, and the next thing I know, she's hunting me down, saying, "Hey, you want to be on the radio?" Mm-hmm. It's like, sure, it's what I live for.
That's how Obi-Wan Kenobi got his start.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm on my way now. I'm just waiting because I know one day there is a talent scout out there through that camera right at some point going to see me and go, "Hey,
where?
Who was that?" Right there.
What are you pointing at?
A camera.
There's a camera out there? I thought we were in the living room.
Oh, was I not supposed? No. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. Yeah.
You just blew it.
I blew the whole fantasy, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
So holidays are coming up. We got a few minutes remaining. Do you do anything big for the Thanksgiving holidays?
Thanksgiving, I used to have it at my house, but with mine and my husband's work schedule, we go to Tulsa for Thanksgiving, and we're just gone a couple of days, and then we're back.
Is it his family you see, or is it your family?
It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
His family is all mostly in Denver area and Maryland, and my family is just my mom and brother now. Mm-hmm. They're both in Tulsa, and so we go to see them. And then for Christmas, hopefully they come here.
Okay.
What do you do?
I stay in around the house.
Of course you do, Dan.
What else would I do? I can't go out very far. I lose my way.
Oh.
Even with the GPS.
Really?
Yeah.
That is sad.
I'll tell you a really quick story. I went to see my father a couple weeks ago in Kentucky, and I wanted to update my TomTom. So miraculously, I got an email from TomTom, and it says, "You can update your maps for $25, half off." And I thought, "Whoa, I'm going to be taking a trip. This is perfect." So I hooked my thing up, and I says, "Yes, I want that offer." And they said, "Go ahead and start downloading your maps." So I started downloading, and all of a sudden it just stopped in the middle. But first it said, you have to wipe out all your other stuff first before you can put your new stuff on. So I did that, which was not a problem. Wiping stuff out's not a problem.
No.
So I started
getting it back.
Yeah, so I started putting the stuff on. It just stopped in the middle.
Oh, no.
And so I thought, well, these people need to know this problem because, they're a big company, and they probably are concerned about their customer. They wouldn't want these problems just floating around out there because one customer could just fold their whole entire business.
Especially one that has a TV station.
Well, I'm just telling the truthful fact story right here. So anyway, I started looking. I got on their website, started looking for their phone number, and you know what? I have no idea where TomTom is located.
It wasn't on the website.
There's no phone number. There's no area code. There's no zip code.
No.
So, but I did find after really deep research on their website, a support area that would only take an email for some odd reason.
No.
So I was going to take this trip the next day, and I thought, this would be a great time to update everything, so I wouldn't run into a brick wall with an email. And it looked almost like should I say, a form answer?
Email?
Yeah. And they said, well, you do have problems, but we can't help you because your pay status is on hold because it takes 3 to 5 days for it to go from on hold to be paid. And I paid through PayPal, so that's instantaneous. So I basically had to borrow my son's GPS device. So I'm not a fan of TomTom.
No, TomTom, if you're out there, shame on you.
Buyer beware.
Technology's great, but
well, anymore if you have a cell phone, you can have a GPS app on there, and it's up to date. You can just go wherever you want to. So really, those devices are pretty much
my
outdated.
method. Atlas.
Atlas map.
Yeah. Like a real paper thing.
Paper.
Yes, just in case.
Well, that's great when you're driving, but I really want somebody to say, hey, you were supposed to turn back there.
Recalculating, then you rip it off and throw it out the window. Yeah.
Well, what I like the voice it says when you decide to go to the restroom and you pull off the ramp and they say, make a legal U-turn as soon as possible.
Yes.
A legal U-turn.
A legal U-turn.
So I'm looking for the legal U-turn signs to turn around. There is none
out there.
So I just I'd make a UE.
I guess some places there are legal U-turns, but I don't know. Again, technology's good, but I get tired of recalculating, and then you never know when it takes you on a detour where it's taking you. Takes you through the bad part of town.
Yeah. Well, my son has a new GPS, and I used his as I was coming back, and it was supposed to be updated with all the roads. and I'm looking. I'm on the Cumberland Turnpike Road. Now you would think a Cumberland Turnpike would be, pretty established.
An interstate.
Yeah, perhaps? it's a 4-lane with a median. So I'm going along there, and I go through this intersection. Had a light there, and I go, wow, that's kind of weird that they have a light right here in the middle of nowhere, but it's green. I'm going to go through it. So I went through it, and it was like I fell off the face there because there's a huge hole in the floor there, and then all of a sudden there's guardrails about 100 yards down, and then the road just quit.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Oh.
But on my GPS, it was a nice turnpike going right through the countryside. So I had to find my own detour. So they're not all that reliable.
Again, an Atlas. It's foolproof.
Pull that sucker out and throw it over your steering wheel and start.
That's what I do. I might as well do that instead of trying to pull up the app on my phone while I'm driving.
Yeah. We're out of time. You see that clock? Thanks so much for being here. The clock on the. Thanks so much. We'll be again next time.